Ahoy there, ye lost souls and curious wanderers. Ye be sailing now on the seas of mystery, where truth and legend dance upon the tide. The winds whisper secrets, the waves carry echoes of the damned, and the stars above be guiding us through the unknown. But beware, these ain't just any waters, and I ain't just any captain.
With a yo-ho-ho and a pint of rum, beware the seas where the phantoms come from the depths below to the stars up high. It's seas of mystery, oh give it a try.
I be Captain Jeb, cursed to sail these haunted seas in spectral airwaves till the end of time. I faced the devil's grin, heard the wails of the forsaken, and felt the cold hand of fate drag me beneath the waves. Yet here I be. With a battered map and a belly full of rum, I hunt the myths that refuse to die. Ghost ships, sea beasts, and curses older than time itself.
From the depths below to the stars up high, it's seas of mystery, oh give it a try.
So sharpen your wits, stoke the lantern bright, and steel yourself for what lies ahead. The truth be hiding beneath the waves, and I be bound to seek it till the last bell tolls.
There's monsters, treasures, and whispers of doom, fog-shrouded islands where the ghost lights loom. Captain Jeb's laugh cuts through the fear. Onward, ye scallywags, the truth be near.
Now hoist the anchor, trim the sails, and raise the black. The seas of mystery await.
So wrong, beware the seas where the phantoms come from the depths below to the stars up high. It's seas of mystery, oh give it a try. So hoist the sails and bring your grit. With Captain Jeb, there's no quitting it. The seas are wild, the legends untold. Set course for mystery, be brave, be bold. Yo ho ho, let's set sail tonight with Captain Jeb and his ghostly light.
The galley of the Bloody Gaul is dimly lit, the firelight flickering on the weathered walls, casting long shadows over the scarred wooden tables. The crew, weary from a long day's work, gathers round Captain Jeb, their faces half illuminated by the glow of the hearth. A storm's brewing, distant thunder rumbles over the horizon, but for now, the only sounds are the crackling fire and the murmurs of the crew settling in.
So hoist the sails and bring your grit. With Captain Jeb, there's no quitting it.
Gather round, ye scallywags. The night's growing cold, the sea's getting restless, but I've got a tale to warm your bones and chill your blood.
Captain Jeb clears his throat, eyes glinting with the weight of the tale he's about to spin. The firelight dances off the rough wood of his weathered face, casting shadows deep into his eyes. He leans forward, and the room grows quieter. The crew knows this tale all too well, but it still sends a shiver through their bones.
This here's the story of the Fortuna's fortune, a ship once proud, laden with treasures from the depths of the New World. She sailed the Spanish Main, filled with riches, the likes of which men would sell their souls for. But the Fortuna wasn't just carrying gold and silver. No, lads, she was cursed.
The room is still, the sound of the storm outside growing louder, echoing the tension building inside. The air grows thick with anticipation as Captain Jeb's words hang heavy in the silence.
The curse began with the crew. Captain Javier Cortez, no relation to me, mind ye, was a pirate like no other. He was as greedy as the day is long, always on the lookout for the next big score. When he heard about the Fortuna's fortune, a merchant ship full of stolen gold from the Aztecs, he thought himself lucky. But it wasn't the gold that made him lucky. It was the curse that followed.
The Fortuna was a ship built for speed, gliding through the waves like a shadow. But when Cortez and his crew boarded her, they found more than they bargained for. The gold piled high in the ship's hold wasn't just treasure. It was the heart of an ancient curse, a curse born from the land itself.
Aye, you see, the Aztecs didn't just hoard gold. They guarded it, protected it with their lives, their souls. The gold the Fortuna carried had been blessed or cursed depending on your view by a shaman, a powerful priest who made a pact with the sea gods themselves. Those gods demanded tribute, and those who dared take the treasure would pay the price.
The crew of the Fortuna's fortune didn't heed the warnings. Captain Cortez, his greed binding him, took the gold without a second thought. And that night, as the ship sailed onward, a storm unlike any other brewed in the skies above them. The sea churned as if it had a mind of its own, its surface turning black in foreboding.
It wasn't long before things turned sour. Men began to disappear, vanishing into thin air, swallowed by the storm, or taken by the sea itself. Others fell ill, their skin turning as pale as death, their minds lost to fever. And the whispers, lads, the whispers in the wind, telling them they'd made a terrible mistake.
By the time they reached the Bay of Ghosts, a place avoided by every sailor worth his salt, Cortez's crew was already half mad with fear. The storm had passed, but the damage was done. They thought they had escaped the worst of it, but fate, as always, had other plans.
They thought they could rest, make port, but the ship, it wouldn't stop. It was as if the Fortuna herself had become cursed. No wind would catch her sails, no current would carry her. And when they reached the Bay of Ghosts, the sea turned black as night. The waters froze over, no life in them. And then the ship wouldn't move, not a single inch. The gold, cursed from the moment it was stolen, had taken control.
It was then, as the last of Cortez's crew stood helpless, that they saw the true cost of their greed. Shadows moved under the water, reaching up to drag them down. One by one, the crew was pulled into the depths, their screams lost to the sea. The gold? It stayed untouched, resting on the deck, waiting for the next fool to claim it.
And so the Fortuna's fortune drifts still, a ghost ship on the sea. Some say she's still out there waiting for the next ship to claim her cursed treasure. But if ye ever see her on the horizon, ye'd best turn and sail far away, or the curse will be your own.
Captain Jeb finishes his tale, his voice heavy with the weight of a pirate's life. The fire crackles in the hearth, the flickering light casting long shadows across the crew's faces. They sit in silence, the sound of the storm outside echoing in their hearts, the warning of the Fortuna's fortune lingering in the air like the ghosts of the sea themselves.
But enough of that. The night's still young and the bloody gulls got more sailing to do. Who's ready for a round, eh? There's treasure out there yet, and I'll be damned if we don't find it. curse or no curse. Ahoy there, ye lost souls and treasure seekers. Step aboard, but mind your footing. The deck be slick with secrets long buried. Ye found yourself in the company of the seas of mystery, where legend and truth be tangled tighter than a mermaid's song. The winds whisper secrets, the waves tell no lies, and the ghosts of the past still roam these waters. They don't rest, they don't forget, and some, hey, they be watching us even now. I be Captain Jeb, cursed to sail these spectral seas for all eternity, seeking what mortal men fear to find. Aye, there be riches hidden beneath the tides, but treasure ain't always what it seems. Gold gleams bright in the firelight, but it casts a long, dark shadow. Tonight, we set our sights on gold, the kind whispered of in dark taverns, passed from drunken lips to greedy ears, scribbled on maps, yellowed with age, and damp with seawater. Gold that men would kill for, gold that some already have. You've heard the tales, the plunder of the Spanish Main, the cursed hordes of Blackbeard himself, the shipwrecks that still clutch their riches in the grip of the deep. But tell me this, me hearties, does lost pirate gold still wait to be found? Or be it not but a sailor's tall tale meant to lead fools to their doom? They say treasure be a thing of luck and cunning, but what if some fortunes be never meant to be claimed? What if the souls who buried it never left? Aye, there be gold in these waters, sure enough, but some riches come with a price. So sharpen your wits, keep a firm hand on your cutlass, and beware the cursed riches of the deep. For once ye set sail in search of gold, the sea may decide to keep ye. Hoist the anchor, trim the sails, and raise the black. 'Tis time to hunt for lost treasure. But before we dive deeper into the depths of lost fortunes and fatal curses, let's take a brief respite, eh? The sea be vast, but even a cursed pirate like me must keep the ship running. Stay close, me hearties. When we return, we delve into tales from ye, the crew, listeners from the brave souls who dare to chase the gold. And later, a tale I've never told before, how I came to sail these haunted airwaves forevermore.
This episode of Seas of Mystery is brought to you by Mystic Tides Tea Company, the tea that takes your taste buds on an adventure. Are you ready to embark on a journey of flavor? Try our signature blend, Siren Song, a soothing mix of hibiscus, chamomile, and a hint of sea salt that'll transport you to the ocean's edge with every sip. Looking for something with a little more bite? Try Deep Blue Brew, a bold black tea infused with exotic spices that'll wake you up faster than a cold spray of seawater. Perfect for late-night adventures or tuning in to Captain Jeb's latest mystery. And here's the best part, Mystery Seekers. As a Seas of Mystery listener, you get 20% off your first order. Just visit mystictidestea.com and use the promo code JEB20 at checkout. Mystic Tides Tea Company, brew a cup and let the adventure begin.
She sailed from the south with a hull full of gold, stolen from temples so ancient, so old. The captain was green. sacred, made to curse his own. Oh, Fortuna, Fortuna, cursed by the sea. No man who claims he will ever sail free. The gold is a promise, the gold is a grave. The tide takes the foolish, the storm takes the brave. The skies turn to black, the winds howled with wrath. The sea rose around them to bury their path. One by one, the crew disappeared, swallowed by whispers only the doomed hear. Oh, Fortuna, Fortuna, cursed by the sea. No man who claims he will ever sail free. The gold is a promise, the gold is a grave. The tide takes the foolish, the storm takes the brave. Now she drifts through the mist where the dead sailors sleep. No wind in her sails, no course in the deep. Her gold still gleams, but dare not take, lest the sea claim your soul in the storm's embrace. Many have sought her, none live to tell. The sea gives no mercy, the sea sings no farewell. A ship lost forever, a fate cast in stone, a fortune that waits but is never your own. Oh, Fortuna, Fortuna, cursed by the sea. No man who claims he will ever sail free. The gold is a promise, the gold is a grave. The tide takes the foolish, the storm takes the brave. Oh, Fortuna, Fortuna, cursed by the sea. No man who claims he will ever sail free. The gold is a promise, the gold is a grave. The tide takes the foolish, the storm takes the brave. If ye see her lights on the blackest of nights, turn back, sail fast, and stay out of sight. For the curse still lingers, the price still remains. The Fortuna takes all, but gives none a name.
Every man who's hoisted a flag and raised a cutlass has dreamt of it. The fortune of a lifetime, hidden just beneath the sands or beneath the bones of the deep. Aye, treasure be real enough, but lost treasure, that be where the waters get murky. Some call it the greatest lie ever told, a lure for fools that keeps them digging till the sea swallows them whole. Others, they swear by it. They say gold still rests beneath the waves, cursed and waiting, whispering to those bold enough to seek it. And so the stories live on, passed from ship to ship, mouth to mouth, growing grander and darker. Take the tale of Captain William Kidd, a man both pirate and privateer, walking the thin line between king's justice and the gallows. Aye, he was a man of fortune, till fortune turned on him. He sailed under the English flag, taking prizes in the name of the crown, till the crown decided they had no use for it. Betrayed by the very men who once toasted his name, he found himself a hunted man. And when the noose was certain as the tide, he did what any wise pirate would do. He hid his gold. Some say he left it in a place known only to the devil himself, scrawling cryptic words in the logbook before he was shackled and dragged to the gallows. They'll never find it all. And true enough, they never did. A small cachet, not but a taste, was found on Gardiner's Island. But the bulk of his plunder, that be a mystery still. Some say it lies beneath the sands of Madagascar, guarded by the spirits of those he wronged. Others claim it be buried deep in the Caribbean, where the tides shift and the land itself refuses to give up its dead. Even now, treasure hunters chase shadows, searching for maps that don't exist, hoping to find the fortune of a man whose very name is cursed. And then, there be Blackbeard. Ah, the devil himself. He cut through the sea like a storm, a man of fire and fury, weathered in smoke, with cannons that sang and a crew that feared no god nor king. They say he held a king's ransom in gold, plundered from the Spaniards and the weak alike. But where be it now? Where lies the hoard of Edward Teach? Some say Oracoke Island, hidden in the twisting marshes of the Outer Banks. Others claim he left marks upon the trees, signs only the damned can read. But the most chilling tale is the one whispered only in the darkest corners of the tavern. Some say he still guards it. A specter in the mist, watching with hollow eyes from the shore. Those who seek his gold, they don't return the same, if they return at all. Now, if ye fancy yourself bold enough, there be the tale of the Flor de la Mar, a treasure ship so rich it could buy an empire, or so the legend goes. She was a Portuguese galleon, laden with gold, silver, and jewels beyond measure, bound for the king's coffers. But the sea had other plans. In 1511, she sailed into the maw of a storm, torn apart by the wrath of the waves, and she took her treasure to the abyss. Aye, she sank beneath the waters of the Strait of Malacca, and for centuries men have searched for her, yet none have found her.
Ahoy there, Captain Jeb. Name's Tom Baxter. I've been diving wrecks for over 20 years. Now, I ain't saying I believe all them curses, but I did once go looking for kids' lost gold off the coast of the Dominican Republic.
Hey, a bold hunt that be. Did ye find aught worth telling?
I found something all right. Not gold, but bones. A full skeleton half buried in the sand, still wearing the rusted remnants of a cutlass at his side. I swear, Jeb, the second I touched that sword, the water turned ice cold like something was watching me. I got out of there fast, mate. Left him to the rest.
Aye, mate, some things best be left to the deep.
Captain, I ain't one for tall tales, but my grandfather, he swore he saw Blackbeard's ghost.
Aye, did he now? And where be this ghostly meeting?
Cape Hatteras. It was a stormy night and he was fishing off the coast. He said he saw a ship, big black sails riding low in the water like it was waiting. When he blinked, it was gone. Then he felt a hand on his shoulder.
Ah! And what did he do?
Ran, Jeb, fast as the wind could take him. And he never went fishing after dark again.
Aye, some ghosts be tied to their gold flasks, and some never let go. So be warned, ye lot. Gold may glitter, but it be never easy to claim. Some fortunes come at a price, and some treasures be meant to stay buried. Now let's take a short break. Pour yourselves a drink, but keep one eye on the door. For not all who seek gold be among the living.
Ahoy there, me hearties. After a long day of plundering and pillaging, there's no better place to rest your weary bones than the Rusty Cutlass Pub. Located right in the heart of Port Emerald, we've got the finest grog this side of the Seven Seas. From our signature Blackbeard's brew to the Kraken's Kiss rum punch, every sip is sure to shiver your timbers.
Best fish stew I've had since sailing the Spanish Main.
And don't forget the treasure trove of meat pies. They're worth their weight in gold.
Hungry for more? Try our world-famous shipwreck special, an overflowing platter of roasted meat, salted fish, and fresh baked bread. Perfect for sharing with the crew. And if ye need entertainment, the Rusty Cutlass has it all. Live sea shanties, arm wrestling competitions, and the occasional ghost story from old Salty Pete.
Beware the phantom of Dead Man's Cove. Har, har, har.
So gather your crew and sail on down to the Rusty Cutlass pub, where the rum flows free, the food is hearty, and every night feels like a pirate's feast. The Rusty Cutlass pub open 7 days a week. Just follow the sound of laughter and the glow of lanterns, or visit us online at rustycutlasspub.com. First round's on us if ye mention Captain Jeb.
Hey, it seems the hunger for lost treasure ain't never faded. Ye lot have sent in your own tales of gold sought and fortune found, or in some cases, lost forever. Some of ye speak of coins that vanish, some of maps that change hands too many times, and some of chests that never should have been opened. So sit close, mates, and listen well, for the dead don't always stay buried, and neither do their riches. Our first letter comes from Marcus in Charleston. Let's see what Marcus has to share. Captain Jeb. My grandfather used to tell me about a gold coin he found washed up after a storm. He was just a boy then, running along the shore after a mighty tempest had passed through. The way he told it, the sand was littered with driftwood, seaweed, and all manner of things pulled up from the deep. But among it all, he found something unnatural, a glint of gold where none should be. He said the coin was old, real old, worn smooth by time, but still heavy in the hand. He kept it in a little box, claiming it was from Blackbeard's last raid. Swore up and down that it held a piece of the devil in it, but he wouldn't part with it for nothing. Aye, lad, pirate gold be like that. It clings to a soul, even when a soul don't wish to be clung to. 'Tis a weight that never leaves ye. When he passed, we searched his things. The coin, though, gone. We looked everywhere. His bedside table, the attic, even his old navy trunk. But it was nowhere. My mother used to joke that he took it with him, but sometimes at night I hear something. A faint clinking, like metal tapping against wood, always near his old chair. Do you think the ghost came for what was his? Aye, Marcus. Sounds to me like he may have had an uninvited guest in the night. If the coin were truly pirate gold, then it belonged to a man who never meant to part with it. And the dead, lad, they don't forget their debts. Our next letter's from Elsa, New Orleans. I love New Orleans. Captain Jeb, I work in an antique shop. Been doing it for years. Strange things come and go. But last summer, I had something pass through my hands that I wish I'd never seen. It was a map, real old, drawn on parchment so brittle I barely dared touch it. Came from an estate sailor, bundled in with some old shipping logs. At first, I thought it was nothing. A curiosity, some faded ink and salt-stained paper. But when I looked closer, I saw a name at the bottom. Aye, let me guess, lass, a name known well upon the seas. Edward Teach, Blackbeard himself. I swear on my own grave, Jeb, The ink looked fresh, like it had just been written. And when I traced my finger over the route marked on it, I felt something cold. A deep chill, like fingers dragging down my spine. Aye, some ink never dries, lass, and some marks refuse to fade. That night, I woke up to the sound of dripping water, real slow, like it was coming from the ceiling. But there was no leak, and then I smelled it. Salt, smoke, gunpowder, like I was standing on the deck of a ship that weren't mine. I burned the map, Captain. I watched it curl and blacken in the flames. But sometimes I still feel that chill, and I wonder, did I destroy it, or did I just set it free? Some things, lass, they don't burn. They only wait. Ah, Hank's down in Key West. Lovely area, Hank. What do you got to share? Captain, I'm a diver. I've been for near 20 years. Wrecks are my trade. I go down, I bring things up. Some valuable, some not. But in 2014, I pulled something up that I wish I'd left in the dark. There was a chest, small, barnacle covered, locked tight as the grave. I found it near a wreck that matched the description of an old Spanish treasure galleon. Took me 2 dives to pry it loose. Aye, some doors be locked for a reason, mate. I didn't open it till I was back on shore. The moment the lock snapped, the wind howled like a beast let loose. Inside, nothing but bones. A hand still wearing a gold ring so bright it might have just been forged. That night, my boat rocked harder than it should have. The sky was clear, the sea was calm, but I swear I heard whispers on the wind. Next morning, the chest was gone. Vanished like it had never been. The ring, though, it stayed. Hank, if I were you, mate, I'd toss that ring back where you found it. And quick. Next letter's from Samuel up in Nova Scotia. Let's hear what yarn Samuel has to spin. Jeb, my family has lived along the coast for generations. We've heard every tale, every whispered legend about lost gold and hidden riches. But one story always stuck with me. My great-grandfather claimed that when he was a boy, he found a cave along the cliffs after a storm. Inside, he saw chests, wooden, iron-bound, stacked like they were waiting for someone to claim them. There inside was heavy, damp, like breathing in the past itself. Aye, a cave full of treasure. But what kept it safe, lad? He ran home to tell his father. They gathered tools, lanterns, and rushed back. But the cave was gone. No sign of it. Just solid rock, like the sea had swallowed the entrance whole. To his last breath, my great-grandfather swore it was real. Swore he touched the wood of the chests, smelled the salt in the air. But the sea, it decided otherwise. Aye, some treasures don't want to be found. And the sea, well, the sea, she takes what she pleases. Gold may glitter, but not all that's lost be meant to be found.
Are you ready to hoist the sails on your next adventure? Come to Captain Morgan's Marina, where every voyage begins. From fishing boats to luxury yachts, we've got the gear to set you free on the seas. Captain Morgan's, your gateway to the blue.
Have you ever wondered what's lurking in the depths of your DNA? Find out with Maritime Mysteries Ancestry Kits. Discover your oceanic roots and uncover the sailor or pirate in your bloodline. Order now and get 20% off with the code MYSTERY. Aye, welcome back to Seas of Mystery, where the wind howls, the sea whispers, and the gold, well, the gold don't always stay where it's put. We've been talking of lost treasure and those who seek it, but now we turn to ye, the brave souls who venture too close to the cursed, the damned, and the forgotten. Some of ye sent letters, aye, but some of ye be needing to speak.
Captain Jeb, I heard tell of a wreck down in Florida. A few of us went looking, but the closer we got, the worse things got. One of our crew fell ill, another swears he saw shadows moving under the water. We left in a hurry. Think we were cursed?
Aye, lad. Some treasures be meant to stay lost. Tell me, what was this wreck ye were after?
We were looking for the San Miguel, a Spanish galleon that went down in the hurricane of 1715. People have found coins from it washed up, but no one's ever found the main wreck. We thought we had a lead, so we took the boat out.
And when did things turn, mate?
Soon as we dropped anchor, the water was too still, like the sea was holding its breath. Then our dive leader, Tom, got sick. Real sudden, like something was pulling the life out of him. Said his chest was tight, like the pressure weren't right. That's when Jimmy, the youngest of us, swore he saw shadows moving below. At first, I thought it was just fish, but then I saw them too. They weren't swimming right, Jeb. They were watching.
The dead don't take kindly to visitors, lad. Did ye see anything?
No, we didn't even dive. We pulled anchor and left as fast as we could. But Tom, he never got better. Past 2 weeks later, doctors called it heart failure, but I don't know, Jeb. It didn't feel right.
Aye, lad. The sea gave ye a warning, and one of ye paid the toll. Best ye never go back.
Captain? I think I made a mistake.
Aye, lass, speak your mind.
5 years ago, I bought a coin at an estate sale. A gold doubloon, Spanish, early 1700s. It was beautiful, but the moment I took it home, things started happening.
What kind of things?
Things moving in the night. A shadow in the corner of my eye. My dog refused to go near the box where I kept the coin. Then I started hearing whispers.
Then what did the whispers say, lass?
My name, over and over, soft like a breath against my ear.
Did ye try to get rid of it?
Yes, I sold it to a collector. Thought that was the end of it. But Captain, last week it was back in my house, right where I first put it.
Some gold chooses its owner.
What do I do?
Find the deepest waters ye can and return it, or lass, it'll never leave ye. Jeb, I got a tale for ye, one I never told nobody. Then let's hear it, mate. Back in '79, I was in the Bahamas, working salvage. Come across a cave that shouldn't have been there. The entrance was tight, but once I got in, it opened up wide. Inside, chests stacked up. Aye, lad, and what did you do? Tried to open one, of course. That's when I saw him. Who? Man. Dressed old, beard tangled, eyes blacker than the deep sea. He just stood there. Didn't move, didn't speak. And what did you do, mate? I ran, fast as hell. When I got back to the surface, I looked back down. The cave was gone, like it had never been there. Aye, some treasures be guarded by more than just time.
I had a map, Jeb. A real one, but it changed.
Changed how, lad?
I found it in my grandfather's attic, marked a spot in the keys. But the more I looked at it, the lines moved like the ocean was shifting on paper.
And did ye follow it?
No, but last week I looked at it again, and Jeb, there was a name on it now. My name.
Lad, burn that map, or ye may find yourself part of its story. Gold glitters, eh? But sometimes it don't let go.
This hour of Seas of Mystery is brought to you by...
There be no need to wake up groggy as a deckhand on the morning watch. Start your day like a true buccaneer with Davy Jones' dark roast coffee. A brew so bold it'll make ye feel like ye've conquered the 7 seas.
Crafted from the finest beans this side of the Caribbean, Davy Jones' dark roast packs a punch as strong as a nor'easter and as smooth as the calm after the storm.
Some say it's cursed to make lesser brews taste like bilge water. But fear not, lads and lasses. The only curse here is your inability to stop drinking this delicious elixir.
Whether ye be swabbing the deck, navigating treacherous waters, or telling tales by the fire, Davy Jones' dark roast keeps your spirit lively and your wits sharp.
Order now and get a free captain's mark with your first shipment. Just use the code BLACKWATER at checkout. But don't tarry. The sea waits for no one, and neither does this deal. Davy Jones' dark roast coffee, mates. Fuel for the fearless.
Ahoy there, treasure hunters. Think ye can brave the deep without paying the toll? Well, think again, matey. If you're looking to dive for lost riches, but want to avoid the curses, the hauntings, and the dark shadows that come with them, then ye need Captain Barnaby's replica doubloons. Crafted from the finest brass, these doubloons are guaranteed curse-free. No ghostly guardians, no vengeful spirits, just good old pirate coinage to display proudly in your collection. Whether you're adding to your trove or using them to mark your own treasure map, Captain Barnaby's doubloons are the perfect way to feel like a pirate, without the risk of taking the devil's toll. Don't risk your soul. Order now and set sail with Captain Barnaby's replica doubloons. Order at www.barnabystreasure.com. Ye can even get free shipping with code CROSSBONES, but only while supplies last.
I've listened to the tales of cursed gold. But what of the curses that befalls the captain himself? What of the man who stakes his very soul on the fate of his crew? That be a tale no man should tell lightly, but I'll spin it for ye, for there's no hiding from the truth once the sea claims its due. I once was a man of flesh and bone, the captain of the Bloody Gull, a ship that sailed swift as a hawk and feared by all who crossed her path. We plundered the Spanish Main, made fortunes in gold, and saw the horizon stretch endless before us, where the ocean and sky kissed in a blur of blue. But all the riches in the world be not worth a soul, least of all mine. 'Twas on a night no other that the storm came. It was said that the sea spoke in a tongue none could understand, and on that fateful eve it whispered in my ear. I made a bargain that night, a pact with the sea itself, my soul for the lives of my crew. I would be spared, cursed to sail the spectral seas, while my crew would live to see another dawn. But the price was steep. The sea took me, as she had taken so many before, and in return, the Bloody Gull sails on through endless, haunted waters, forevermore. Now I wander these spectral waves, cursed to tell the stories that no living man dares to speak. My crew, they live on in the stories of old. Foolish lads, but they believed in gold, in freedom, in the life of a pirate. And I learned what that really meant. So ye ask me, treasure seekers, if ye were given the choice between gold and freedom, what would ye choose? Aye, there'd be gold enough to drown in, to make kings of men. But what of freedom, eh? What of the price of living without chains, of roaming where ye please, with naught to hold ye but the wind in your sails and the sea beneath your feet? I tell ye this, pirates like Blackbeard, Captain Kidd, and the rest, they sought gold as though it were the breath in their lungs. But ye think they ever found true freedom? Nay, they were slaves to their own greed, to the treasure that ate at their very souls. Blackbeard, the great terror of the Caribbean, never knew a day of peace. Kidd, who turned from privateer to pirate, was consumed by the very treasure he thought would save him. Aye, they gained riches, but they lost everything else. Their names are cursed, their stories told with a bitter twist. There be many legends, ye see, of pirates and treasure. The tale of the lost Flor de la Mar, a ship so laden with gold that she was a beacon for greed itself. But what did it bring her? Sinking beneath the waves, her treasure buried with her, never to see the light of day. And what of Kidd's fortune, buried and forgotten by time? Blackbeard's hoard, never touched by human hands, guarded by shadows in the mist? These men sought gold, and they paid the ultimate price. They never knew freedom. They never escaped the chains of their own desires. Now I ask ye again, what would ye choose? The gold that promises wealth but never satisfaction? Or the freedom that promises nothing but the open horizon and the unknown? The choice be a bitter one, my friends. The gold calls to ye, as it called to me, and to Blackbeard, to Kidd, and every pirate who ever set foot on this cursed earth. But the sea, she asks for more than gold. She asks for the heart. So listen well, ye treasure seekers. If ye seek gold, beware, for it may cost ye more than ye bargain for. But if ye seek freedom, be prepared to let go of all that weighs you down. The sea doesn't care for the greedy, but she does care for the free. And in the end, freedom may be the only treasure worth having. Remember me when ye next sail, and choose wisely, for gold glitters brightest in the depths, but freedom lies in the open sky. Aye, that be the choice of a pirate, and of every soul who ever dared to dream of treasure. The sea gives, but she takes, and in the end, all that remains is the wind, the waves, and the truth.
Hey, the sea don't take lightly to debts unpaid. Oh, the bloody gull was swift and bold, cut through waves like a blade through gold. We took our share, we drank our fill, sailed where the sea bent to our will. But the ocean ain't a kindly lass, she'll call ye home, she'll claim ye fast. And on a night of rage and roar, she whispered what I can't ignore. haunted tides. A captain lost where the dead reside. A deal was struck, the sea took hold. I gave my soul, I lost my gold. Forever bound I tell this tale, on cursed waves where the damned set sail. Where the damned set sail. The storm it howled, the mast did groan. The crew screamed out the night unknown. I begged the sea to spare their breath. She laughed and cursed me worse than death. Now they live on, their names in song, but I be trapped where time runs long. No sunrise bright, no shore in view, just endless waves in spectral blue. Now I sail on haunted tides, a captain lost where the dead reside. A deal was struck, the sea took hold. I gave my soul, I lost my gold. Forever bound I tell this tale, on cursed waves where the damned set sail. Seekers, hear me well. You chase the gleam, you ride the swell, but gold will sink you way ye down, and freedom's price, well, look around. Now I sail on haunted tides, a captain lost where the dead reside. A deal was struck, the sea took hold. I gave my soul, I lost my gold. Forever bound I tell this tale, on cursed waves where the damned set sail. On cursed waves where the damned set sail. So choose ye well, ye men so bold. What's worth more, your soul or gold?
The galley of the Bloody Gull is alive with a steady murmur of conversation, but soon all fall silent as Captain Jeb rises, a shadow flickering tall on the wall. The crew knows the look in his eyes. They've seen it before, the spark that comes just before the telling of a tale long buried in the dust of the past. The storm outside rages, the waves lapping harder against the hull, but it's inside the galley that the real storm is brewing.
Aye, ye think ye know the sea stories? Well, let me tell ye another one, lads. This one'll chill your bones. It be the tale of the Severed Fate, a ship that sailed under the black flag, but not in the way ye might think.
The crew listens intently as Captain Jeb leans forward, his voice growing low and steady, drawing them in. The light from the fire dances in his eyes, reflecting the memories of a pirate's past that he doesn't often share.
The Severed Fate wasn't like most ships. Aye, she was sleek, fast as the devil himself, but she weren't just a pirate ship. No, she had a legend, a dark one. Her captain, a man named Lucian Moreau, was no ordinary pirate. Some say he had dealings with the spirits themselves, that he could call upon the dead to do his bidding, that he made pacts with beings beyond this world to find treasure, and to keep it.
It was said that Captain Monroe's crew was a cursed one. Each man had sold a piece of his soul to him for a share in the treasure he promised them. The Severed Fate sailed from port to port, never once staying in one place too long. And as they sailed, the crew grew more and more strange. Their eyes grew hollow, their faces gaunt, as if the very soul was being sucked from them.
But it was the treasure they sought that sealed their fate. For Moreau had heard tell of a sunken island, an island where the sea swallowed the very earth itself, and where the gold didn't just glitter, but called to those who dared seek it. They say the treasure was cursed long before Moreau ever laid his hands on it, and that the island, it wasn't meant to be found.
The Severed Fate sailed into the mist one evening, vanishing from the eyes of all who might have seen her. And as the crew entered the mists, the air grew thick with foreboding. The waves, once calm, began to churn, the wind shifting in unnatural ways. When the ship reached the island, it was as if time itself had stopped. The treasure was there, buried deep beneath the shifting sands, surrounded by twisted trees with bark black as night. But there was something else, too. Something wrong. The crew, in their greed, had woken something ancient.
As soon as they set foot on that cursed shore, the crew began to change. They weren't just cursed, they were transformed. Those who dared touch the treasure became shadows of themselves, their bodies twisted and warped by the curse, their minds lost to madness. The gold, cursed beyond all reckoning, turned them into guardians of the very thing they sought to claim. No man was spared, not even Captain Moreau himself. It is said that his eyes burned with greed until his last breath, and that his soul was torn apart as the sea claimed him.
And so the Severed Fate was lost. Her crew nothing more than phantoms that roam the cursed island, guarding their treasure forevermore. The island, it's said to vanish whenever the sea is calm, and reappears when the winds are howling, dragging ships into the mists.
Aye, lads, you see what greed can do? It turns men into monsters, and a ship into a ghost. The Severed Fate is out there still, or so they say. But I wouldn't go looking for it, not unless ye want to end up like those poor souls, cursed to guard treasure that ain't worth a damn thing once it's tainted by greed. The price of gold ain't just in the weight of it, lads. It's in the soul it demands.
As Captain Jeb finishes his tale, the air in the galley is thick with the sense of something ancient, something beyond the horizon of their understanding. The crew, though seasoned pirates, feel the shiver of caution run down their spines. The sea is vast, and its mysteries are deeper than any treasure they'll ever find.
But enough of that. There's gold out there, lads, and it ain't all cursed. There's still plenty left for the taking. Who's ready for a drink to wash that down, eh? Let's raise our mugs to the next adventure. And may we never lose our souls to the sea.
She sailed through the fog where the dead men lie. A ghost on the water, no stars in the sky. Her crew was bound by an oath and a chain, but the sea knows no master and greed knows no name. Oh, severed fate, where do ye roam? Drifting alone on a sea made of stone. The wind won't guide ye, the tide won't obey. Doomed to be lost till the reckoning day. Cruel, his hunger was deep. He swore by his blade that no gold he would keep. But the deal that he made in the dead of the night left his ship cursed and lost to the light. Oh, severed fate, where do ye roam? Drifting alone on a sea made of stone. The wind won't guide ye, the tide won't obey. To be lost till the reckoning day. No port will find her, no God grant her grace. The crew is still waiting, the oath still remains, their souls held fast in the hurricane's chains. When the sky turns to red, a ship bound in shadow where all men are dead. She beckons the foolish, she tempts them with gold, but those who step aboard will never grow old. Oh, severed faith, where do ye roam? Drifting alone on a sea made of stone. The wind won't guide ye, the tide won't obey, doomed to be lost till the reckoning day. So if ye see her, turn round, don't delay. For once ye set sail, ye never sail away.
Ahoy, landlubbers tired of soggy biscuits and watered-down grog. Upgrade your pantry with Kraken's Feast meal kits. From salted cod to rum-spiced cake, we've got everything ye need to dine like a true pirate. Order now and get a free bottle of Kraken's hot sauce. It's hotter than a cannonball fired at close range. Don't just eat, feast.
Aye, me hearties, that be all for tonight. We've sailed the dark waters together, chasing legends, treasures, and curses that be older than the sea herself. And as we dock for the night, I ask ye all to take a long look at the horizon. It may seem endless, but the sea, she has a way of changing course when ye least expect it. Before we part ways for the evening, I got a couple more letters from ye, the brave souls who seek what others dare not. Let's see what's been sent to the bloody Gull. This first one comes from Amelia in New Orleans. 2 letters from New Orleans in one night. Shiver me timbers. Let's see what Amelia wants to share. Captain Jeb. My grandfather was a fisherman off the Gulf Coast, and for years he told me stories of a shipwreck near the bayou. He swore it was a Spanish galleon full of gold buried in the mud after a storm. Every time I asked him if he ever tried to find it, he'd just laugh and say, some treasures aren't meant to be found. He passed away last year, and I never thought to ask him more. I've been looking for that ship myself, and lately I've had dreams of the wreck. But now, I'm wondering if I'm just chasing ghosts. Should I give it up? Aye, Amelia. That be a tale that pulls at the heart, don't it? Your grandfather was a wise man, even if he didn't know it. Sometimes the treasures we seek be the ones we leave behind. If the sea is showing ye the wreck in your dreams, then maybe it's a sign, but a sign to walk away rather than dive deeper into that thirst for gold. The sea has a way of taking more than ye give. I'd say honor your grandfather's memory and leave the past where it belongs. Gold isn't worth what it costs sometimes. Now this letter's from Sam, a sailor turned landlocked. Captain Jeb. I've sailed these waters for more than 30 years. From the Caribbean to the South China Sea. A decade ago, I found myself part of a crew searching for a legendary treasure. A pirate hoard thought to be buried on an island off the coast of Panama. We came close enough to smell the gold, I'd swear it. But something happened. we weren't alone. Shadows moved in the jungle, whispers floated in the night air, and before long the crew was at each other's throats. I don't know how we survived that madness. The treasure was never found, and I swore never to sail again. Now I sit in my cottage, but I can't forget the voices, the madness, and the gold we never claimed. Should I go back, or am I better off forgetting it all? Ah, Sam, what a tale ye tell. That island, it be haunted, I reckon. Maybe it's not the treasure that calls, but the sea herself pulling ye under. There's a line between greed and madness, and it sounds like ye crossed it. The gold didn't claim ye, but it left something behind, didn't it? A piece of your soul. Sometimes men go looking for treasure, but they come back changed, less than they were before. It's not always about what's found, Sam. Sometimes it's about what we lose along the way. And I think if ye found peace on land, I'd say don't go back. The sea has a way of taking more than ye ever meant to give. And now we've got a call coming through from a voice I don't quite recognize. Let's see who we have here.
Ahoy, Captain Jeb. I'm an old sailor, been long off the waves, but I've heard tell of your show, and I thought I'd share a little story of me own. A tale about a treasure, yes, but also about a price paid in full.
Aye, you've got my ear, old sailor. Go on, tell me your tale.
Well, it's a tale from the Gulf of Mexico. A long time ago, me and a few lads came across a wreck, an old pirate ship, just like the ones in the stories. We were greedy, young, foolish. The wreck was half sunk and the treasure was all but exposed. We knew we could take it, but there was something strange about the place. A mist that hung over the ship, even on the clearest days. We swore we heard voices, faint whispers, like the wind. The lads said it was just the sea playing tricks, but I knew better. The gold had called to us, yes, but I knew the moment I touched it, my soul would be forfeit. A heavy weight like the sea herself was pressing on me. In the end, I left the treasure there, left the gold, and I never told anyone what I saw. I've not been the same since. The sea changes ye, Captain. Don't let it take your soul. Ain't no treasure worth the price.
That be a tale, and a warning too. If a man lives too long in the grip of the sea, it takes more than his bones. It takes his very soul. The gold, it don't shine as bright when ye've seen what it costs. Ye be wise to remember that, all of ye out there. Aye, me hearties, ye've been with me through storm and calm, through treasure hunts and ghostly whispers. But as we close this night, let me remind ye of something the sea has taught me. Gold calls to ye, but it doesn't always let ye go. It's a thirst that never quite slakes. But freedom, that be a different tale. Freedom is the wind in your sails, the horizon ever before ye, not behind ye. So I leave ye with this as we sail into the night. If ye seek treasure, beware. But if ye seek freedom, may it find ye. Till next time, me hearties, may the stars guide ye, and may the sea be kind to ye. And remember, no matter where ye sail, the horizon's always waiting. Raise your tankards high, sing your shanties loud, and sail boldly into the unknown. 'Cause as long as ye've got the wind in your sails and the stars above, ye've got everything a pirate needs.